Hey YouTube, MaddysDaddy12, Team JMT. I'm gonna do something a little different this time. GHopper85 started a Youth of the Nation. It's a 21 question questionnaire that he asks for all the YuGiTubers to do. So I'm gonna do that. And at the end of this video, if you guys have any questions that I don't answer, just leave me a comment down below or send me a personal message and I will try to get to those. If you guys have a question that you want answered, and I will do a follow-up video to this answering all of y'all's questions. But right now we have the 21 questions that GHopper85 wants us to answer, and I have help from Maddie's mommy. Say hello, Maddie's mommy.
Hello.
There's Maddie's mommy. She's going to be asking me these questions, and she will also be running the camera. So let's go ahead and get into this.
What is your name?
My name is Jason Napier. I'm also known in this community as MaddysDaddy12. MaddysDaddy12 comes from the fact that I'm an old man and I have a couple children, one of them being a 9-year-old daughter whose name is Madeline, or Maddie. So I am quite literally Maddie's daddy. So yeah, there you go, guys. That's where Maddie's daddy comes from. Also, the number 12, it was my jersey number when I played basketball. I wanted to use my baseball number too. I had aspirations of being a Yankee someday and retiring the number 2. However, a gentleman with the name of Jeter has beat me to that. So also somebody beat me to Maddie's Daddy 2. So I actually had to go with Maddie's Daddy 12 for whatever reason. They turned me down, and I had to go with 12 instead of 2.
How old are you?
Like I said before, I'm an old man. I am 31 years old. I have been married twice and have 2 children. Madeline, which is 9. Jaden, that is 7. Then Jackson, which most of us have talked about, that passed away when he was 2.5 months. And we also, announcement to the world, we have one on the way. So I will soon be the father of 4. But yeah, and I play a children's card game. So, so there you go, guys. That's how old I am. I'm the old man of 31. I think me and Dub K Dad are the oldest YuGiTubers out there.
Where are you from?
I'm from Owensboro, Kentucky, which is in Davis County. It's about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes from Louisville.
What card shop do you represent or play at?
The Owensboro shop that I play at is called Bang. Oh, I'm sorry, Big Bang. We used to play at Consumers Mall. Then we moved to Collectors Mall. And then the owner of Collectors Mall actually just shut down the shop and moved to his new store, which was Big Bang Comics and Toys. And we play there, but it's more commonly known as Bang. And I also play in Evansville, which is about 30 minutes away from here, at a place called Comic Quest. But yeah, so those are the 2 places that you'll see me at as far as locals are concerned.
When did you first start playing Yu-Gi-Oh?
I first started playing Yu-Gi-Oh when the game first came out. One of the very first purchase I ever made with this game was a first edition starter deck Kaiba and a first edition starter deck Yugi. To give you guys an idea of how dumb I was when the game first started, I actually went back about a week later and bought an unlimited edition starter deck Yugi because I thought it would have different cards than the first edition starter deck.
How long have you played?
Like I said before, I played from the very beginning. I was actually part of the group that started the very first tournament in this area. Me and my ex-wife were trying to finish the Metal Raiders set. She really liked the cards, thought they were pretty and stuff. So we were trying to finish the Metal Raiders set, and we were looking to try to finish the ones we couldn't find. And I told her, I was like, hey, if we had a tournament to go to here locally, we could finish this. We could trade for these cards a lot easier. And of course, there was no tournaments anywhere to be found. So me, her, and a gentleman named Kevin Harris, when we were at Consumers Mall, we actually started the first Yu-Gi-Oh tournament in this area. We started it 2 weeks after Magic Ruler, the set Magic Ruler was released. Before it was named Spell Ruler, it was Magic Ruler. And we had 126 kids in the 13 and under division, and we had 26 people sign up for the 13 and over division. So yeah, we had a pretty big turnout. It was extremely popular when the first game first came out.
Who first introduced you into Yu-Gi-Oh?
The first person to introduce me into Yu-Gi-Oh was actually my ex-wife's cousin. He lives in a kind of more of a rural area than what we do, so he wanted to play and was afraid that none of his friends were close enough to him to where he would be able to play. So I was like, you know what, I'll learn to play, that's fine. So I learned to play, and me and him started playing, and then my ex-wife began collecting, and that's what led into us starting the tournament.
Let's see. What was your first deck?
My first deck, like I said, it was the generic little structure deck starter deck that we all had back in the day. But the first deck that I actually put time into trying to build was actually called 42 Special. There was 42 cards in the deck. I kind of stole the name from the band 38 Special. Look it up, check it out. But yeah, so it was 42 Special. I learned pretty early kind of my stun style. I played a lot of 1-for-1, a lot of fissure, and that kind of stuff. I played a lot of the 1800 vanilla monsters. I learned pretty early that the normal monsters, or the normal summon monsters, the 4-star monsters with high attack was the best way to go, as opposed to the big tribute monsters. So yeah, my 42 Special was full of Dark Hole, Monster Reborn, 3 Fissure, stuff like that, and then 3 Legion, 3 Harpy's Brother, 7 Colored Fish. That's right, 7 Colored Fish was popular. That was back in the day before Kaiku came out. Kaiku was the 1800 monster to replace all 1800 monsters. But yeah, it was just a deck full of 1800 beat sticks.
What was the first holo you pulled from a pack?
Not really for certain what that was. I believe it was Swords of Revealing Light, but I don't really remember. But I feel like I remember having a Swords of Revealing Light and it being like the big talk of, hey, he's got that, check it out and all that stuff. But and it was pretty early, so I believe my first holo was Swords of Revealing Light, but I'm not really for certain on that.
Are you part of a Yu-Gi-Oh team?
Yes, in fact, I am part of Team JMT, or Jedi Mind Trick. Just me and some guys from our locals. There were 6 original members. Then we added a 7th, and since then, one has quit playing the game. So we're back down to 6 again, and we're just the guys there from the locals, and we go to all the regionals together. We go to all the jumps together and everything. So it just kind of made sense for us to be a team per se, because we were always borrowing each other's cards, and we traveled together. So it just kind of made sense.
Do you have any credentials like regional tops, YCS, Shonen Jump tops?
I don't play competitively very often, so my only real credentials are my regional tops. Back in like the flip-flop chaos era, I topped 8 then, and I recently made top 10 with my chaos stun. But usually, whenever I play in a regional, I usually make like the top 30, 35-ish, something like that. So I usually have pretty good showings at regionals, but no, usually at the competitive tournaments, I've never entered a YCS, I've never entered a Shonen Jump. Normally when we go to those, I spend a lot of time trading and selling and buying cards and doing a lot of peddling stuff like that.
That leads us to our next question. You trade, sell, buy, or play for cards?
I've never played for cards. I just never really got into that. Never really cared for doing that. As far as buying, selling, and trading, buying and selling, I buy and sell every week. I mean, every weekend, at some point during the week, I've got somebody calling me up saying, "Hey, do you have this? Can you get me that? I want 2 of these, 3 of those. Help me out." So yeah, I buy and sell all week long. And trading, I love trading. Trading is a lot of fun. Trading is kind of like the game inside the game. Always trying to find good deals. Always trying to make money. Actually, it's kind of a joke amongst the team that when trading, I have Jedi mind tricks that I use on people to get them to trade me cards that they wouldn't trade to anybody else. So that's kind of where our team name came from. Is the Jedi mind tricks that I use with people whenever I'm trading with them. I don't really think that I try to trick anybody, but yeah, I do get a lot of really good deals when trading, and yeah, I really enjoy that aspect of it. Maybe someday I'll tell you guys some of the secrets and some of the tricks that I use whenever I trade.
Do you remember your very first duel?
I don't know if it was my first duel, but I do remember going over to my ex-wife's aunt's house and laying in the floor with my paper playmat and playing with my ex-wife's cousin, and us all 3 sitting down there on the floor playing. Yeah, I remember us doing that for hours whenever he was learning to play the game and whenever I was playing with him. Yeah.
What is your favorite or signature card?
Doom Caliber Knight was one of the cards that I really fell into the anticipation. It was a card that I was really looking forward to coming out, but it's one of my favorite cards. But I wouldn't say that it is my favorite card. I would say that Neospatian Grand Mole is my favorite card. He is my personal bouncer. I love using him and Legendary Jiu-Jitsu Master. Those are my 2 probably favorite cards. However, my family's favorite card, I guess you could say, is Baby Dragon. Maddie's mommy actually has a Baby Dragon mat that a friend of ours made for a wedding present for us. So yeah, we still have that mat, and I still use it occasionally. And Madeline and Jaden both love Baby Dragon, so I've actually got several Baby Dragons in a box set aside. So if any of you guys have extra Baby Dragons, feel free to send them to us. I love Baby Dragon. I'll trade for them. I'll do something with them. I don't know. But yeah, hit me up if you got any of them.
What's your favorite or signature deck?
My favorite or signature deck, I guess, would have to be Chaos Stun. I've always been kind of a stun player, so Chaos Stun is one of those the stun decks that have, one of the few that have a boss monster in Chaos Sorcerer, and also with Effect Veiler and Gale, it gives you the options into going into big monsters or boss monsters themselves. So it's one of the more explosive of stun decks. So yeah, I'd say that one's probably my my signature deck.
What's your favorite or signature format?
My favorite or signature format. I really like the format right now because there are so many decks that are viable right now that are all playable, which means a lot of cards are good, which means there's a lot of cards that people want to buy. So I have a lot of chance to make a lot of money right now. However, if I was have to pick a past format, I would say it would probably be the Lightsworn format. I spent a lot of time during that format trading for Judgment Dragons, selling them on eBay for $100, $125 a piece. I was always picking up Lilas and Celestias and dropping them for $25, $20 easy. Even Arcus and Wolf were going for $10, $12. Aaron was up there. I mean, I made a lot of money a lot of money off of those cards. I mean, honest, the secrets and the gold, or the secrets and the ghost honests made all kinds of money off those cards. So yeah, I say the Lightsworn format was probably my favorite, just for the amount of money that I made.
What is your most memorable moment in your Yu-Gi-Oh career?
When you ask about my Yu-Gi-Oh career, I'm assuming that you probably want to know about like the competitive half of it. And like I said, I don't play competitively very often, so I'll go with one of my more recent memories. I was playing at the Nashville Regional when with my Chaos Stun. We were in the later rounds. I believe me and Mark from Team Moki Moki. We were undefeated at the time, I believe, and I played really smart up to that point. I didn't dedicate any extra cards to the field. He was playing Black Wings, and I forced him into using his Icarus attack not once but twice on one of my monsters and one of his own cards, which negged himself, which of course gained me a plus. And then I win first game. Second game, he was very well side decked against me. However, again, I forced him in a situation where he had to use his Icarus attack against himself, and got down to the point where he had a back row and was top decking. I had a couple cards in hand, one of them being Doom Cow and a monster on board. I don't remember what the monster was, but I attack the monster into his back row of Mirror Force. So he destroys my monster, and I'm set there for a second, and I think, I can summon Doom Cow at this moment, or I can set him. If he top decks Sirocco, he normal summons, runs him over. I take 100 damage. Why don't I just set him? So I decide to set Doom Cow at that moment. He top decks into Shura, attacks his 1800 Shura into my 1800 defense Doom Cow. Just kind of sits there baffled for a second. He was not expecting the Doom Cow at that moment, so he passed his turn. I top deck a monster. I turn Doom Cow to attack, summon that other monster, run over his Shura, and then attack him directly for game. So that was probably one of my more memorable plays competitively, at least here recently.
What type of play style do you have?
Well, I mean, you kind of already got the hint. I have a stun style, a slow, methodical kind of trade-off, one-for-one trade-off play. I've always kind of played stun. Even 42 Special was kind of the early beginnings of a stun deck.
Why do you play Yu-Gi-Oh?
Maddie's mommy, why do I play Yu-Gi-Oh? Go and tell him.
To make money.
To make money.
And to meet interesting people.
Yeah, I mean, I meet so many different people. I mean, just the channel itself. I've got 600 subscribers that are people that I would have never met if it wasn't for this game. I mean, going to the regionals, going to the events, and meeting all of you guys and talking to you, I get to meet so many people that I would not have had a chance to meet if it wasn't for this game. I mean, I make a lot of money that I wouldn't normally make, if it wasn't for this game. I mean, I've had the opportunity to bless my family with a lot of different things because of the money that I've made off of this game.
The kids like the cards too.
Yeah, the kids enjoy the game. The kids play, and I really enjoy the game. I mean, the more stuff that they bring out, the more complicated the game gets, and the more complex thinking you have to have when addressing some of this stuff. And I really feel that the game is growing, and I really feel that this game has a future in front of it that's going to be great.
Okay. If you could describe yourself in one word in terms of a Yu-Gi-Oh player, what would that word be?
A-hole. No, no, seriously. I don't really know what that one word would be. I don't really know how to describe what I do. I guess to compare myself to some other people like Dristel Erden, one of the guys off my team. He describes me as more charismatic than him. Um, so I mean, I guess that's one way to do it. I mean, methodical as far as my play style. I mean, I'm really slow and really deliberate about what I do when playing. Um, I don't really know what the one word would be. Um, so I'm sorry, man. I mean, I don't really know how to answer that one, so I'm gonna have to pass on that one. Maybe you guys can give me that one word that you think best describes me. Comment down below. Give me an idea of what you think that one word would be. I'm sticking with a-hole right now. If you guys can come up with anything better, I mean, we'll go from there.
What advice do you have to pass on to the younger generation, the future of this great card game, and to your fellow Yu-Gi-Oh players?
What advice do I have to give? One, be patient. When playing the game, just because you have the chance to go big and push for game doesn't mean you should. So be patient when playing the game. Take one card at a time, and never take what you have for granted when it comes to the field. Number two, stay educated. There's a lot of cards coming out right now. There's a lot of rulings that you need to know. You need to go out there and you need to understand these cards and you need to read the card. It upsets me when I feel like I have to tell people that, but you need to read the cards. These cards are not as hard to understand as what some people think. And once you do read them, the rulings become a lot easier whenever you put the effort into it. So stay educated and stay patient. Is that the last one?
That's it.
That is it. All right. So part of this challenge that that GHopper85 put out there was he wants us to challenge 5 people to do this. Also, I don't really know any other 5 people that haven't already been challenged by somebody else. So, like I said before, we have 6 members of Team JMT, me being one. So I'm actually going to challenge the other 5 members. Sidekicker08, Dristo Erden, 5623, the Slugger, whatever his numbers are, 1130. I remember. The Slugger, 1130, Poke Taylor, 94, and Tyler Wells. I'm challenging you 5 guys to do the same thing. Maybe I'll put it up on my channel. I don't know, guys. We'll figure something out. But yeah, those are the 5 guys that I want to challenge into doing this video. Also. So, that being said, last but not least, I want you guys to take time to either send me a personal message or to leave me a comment of any questions that you may have, and I will try to do my best to answer all of them. If I can't answer all of them, I'm extremely sorry. I will do my best to do that, but just leave me a message with whatever question that you want answered, and look forward to a Q&A session with this channel. So I appreciate it, guys. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Like always, comment down below and show us how much you love us.